another episode of Bonafide Her podcast featuring the one and only Kayla Burgess.
Hey, nah, I appreciate you having me on.
Of course, I have to have some of the legends from Winston to come and show love. So I have to, always give the love and provide the best platform for everybody to share their stories. And hey, a UNC Asheville alum and a legend, come on now. Better
Hey,
let
I
them
wouldn't
know.
say legend, Lillian alone. I appreciate it though.
Of course. So let's get it started. So, Caleb, can you tell us your sports story to how you got to where you are?
Honestly, I think it kind of all started me when I was probably like I've been playing basketball for a long time. Like you know me, I got an older sister and stuff. Used to play basketball, but I've been playing basketball for a minute. But I think it all started me like when I was 8, and I really found like dudes my age like to play basketball. Like if you knew me, I was at Haynes Holdridge Reynolds Park with Coach Art, Guy versus Soul, Mr. McCorkle at Reynolds Park, man. Those two dudes played a really important figure in my life, allow me to be at all the summer camps for free, not having to pay for nothing, always just showing love, let me compete. But I think it all really started there, just playing pickup against older guys, playing with my sister. Honestly, just seeing how hard my sister went at it made me go a little bit harder myself. That's kind of my early stages. When I started getting to like middle school, I think that's when I started to realize like, okay, like I might can do something with it. And then that's kind of where I met like Bates and Josh Howard. I met Josh Howard and Bates both at the Josh Howard camp. Like that's when I really started getting cool with them. And I met Bates like my maybe like fifth grade year, maybe. But yeah, so that's when I really started like taking it serious. When I started hanging around, I see guys like Harry who was number one in the country, and I'm training right behind him. My sister for years on years on years. You had like the Wits, the Walts that was there too, and that's when Walt and them was like actually could move and stuff. They're a little bit older now, so they can't move as much. But yeah, seeing dudes like those, just growing up. You got like Tyson Patterson used to be at Reynolds Park. Just shouting out a couple of guys that I used to just always see a lot out, older guys. Go from there. Then I went to prep. I played JV my freshman year. A lot of people don't know I played JV my freshman year. There's never nothing wrong. See, this is nothing wrong playing JV. You got your own path. You don't gotta be like everybody else. And then from there, I kind of went on to prep school. I played with Coach Lowe. Coach Lowe probably one of my favorite coaches of all time. Always got nothing but love for him. He's the realest coach ever. But from there, just playing against like the national people, like the Huntington Preps, the IMGs, and being on that stage and stuff like that, it kind of like I said, it just made me want to play even harder, get even better because I seen I wasn't the only one. It's dudes a million miles away doing the same thing I'm doing. So that's kind of my basketball story and just how I kind of like just really got into it. Just really just being my sister, man, from till I was about 13. Then that's when I kind of had to start doing stuff on my own a little bit. But that's definitely like if I had to say how my basketball journey went, that's definitely how it went.
Man, because, like, it's interesting you mentioned some of the other legends like Walt and Wit, like, and also, like, you mentioned, how Celeste, your sister, plays a huge part in your basketball journey, for you. Would you say Celeste has inspired you to, you know, be supportive and inspire you to advocate for women's sports?
Oh no, for sure. Like for sure. Honestly, without her, I probably wouldn't even watch women's basketball to be honest. But now like I have a different appreciation for it. Like they have skill in their own way. Like they're probably a little bit more skillful than men because they don't gotta rely on athleticism and stuff. But I definitely like I love watching like the Juju's. Like I'm ready for Juju to come back. I haven't seen her in probably about a year. You got like the Flo J's who Flo J's kind of one of my favorite because she kind of doing what everybody want to do. Everybody either want to be a rapper or they want to be a ball player. She both. Like almost every male athlete dream to be right there. And then you got the Pages, you got the Brianna Stewarts, you got the Aja Wilson. Like funny story about that. When I went on a visit with my sister to South Carolina, when Dawn State was recruiting her, I met Aja Wilson before she even committed to South Carolina. And like to see her like them work out all in the same setting was like, oh deek. I was like, dang, like, yo, she nice. Like she nice. And like that whole because I really got to see like the whole start of like the Dawn Staley dynasty, like when she really started like getting them girls and stuff. So like I say, a lot of this stuff stemmed from my sister. Like because I don't think I really started like I wouldn't say I had love for the game. Like I could tell she loved the game, which was I was always up under it. I liked it a lot. I liked basketball. Well, I wouldn't say I had love for it like how she did, but like I said, that's why she always just looking at her would make me want to do stuff that I wouldn't normally do. And even with like women's basketball and stuff like that, like women's basketball was really different. Just just not just doing stuff and stuff like that.
What is something that you hope that people you good, it's all good. You good, it's all good.
I'm here.
It's you good. Look, but I will say this podcast is raw real, so everything happens. So,
Thanks.
but so my question is, what is something that you hope people remember Celeste as, like both on and off the court in her legacy?
Honestly, if you talk to anybody, everybody say she was always just a happy person, like smiling, never really mad, unless she was on the court. On the court, Celeste, and off the court, Celeste, two different people. Nicest girl you can meet off the court, but on the court, yeah, she wasn't going for none of that. But like her off the court probably was her biggest thing. Like everybody, she was just a joy to be around. Most people liked her. If you didn't like her, then I really, I was a little bit younger at that time, so I wouldn't know why. But yeah, like she was a real joy to be around. Everybody loved her, from old people to young people to everybody. Like she was just always smiling. It was infectious to be around her. Like you couldn't be around her and be mad, like because she just wasn't gonna let you be mad. So that's kind of what I would say. Like her on off the court. And on the court, like her work spoke for herself. Like top 10 in the country. Had almost every school recruiting her. So like 6'1". She was probably 6'1" at the time, playing point guard. So like that at the time was that was different. You didn't really see too many big guards out there, especially like a female guard that was that tall. So yeah, that's kind of how I would say like the difference between her on and off the court.
I used to. It was interesting because I was. I think I told you about this. When I was in JUCO in Wilmington, I used to hear about her all the time. Mind you, I'm in
Yeah.
Wilmington, like hearing about her, and then this like unfortunate thing happened. But like you could just tell, like when it came to women's girls basketball itself in North Carolina, that her presence really affected everybody. No matter where you went, it was like something about her, and you know do like with girls basketball, especially for Winston, like for her to be like the face of it, like what does that mean to you for her, for Celeste to be like the face of girls basketball coming up for Winston Salem?
Honestly, man, I'm happy. Like it's been about 13 years now, so as long as her name's still living, people still remember her. Like that's that makes me and my family happy. Like you got younger girls that be like, oh you woo doo doo, and they be talking about Celeste like yeah, like that's at least as long as people still remember her name, especially like because even back then you had people like Whitney Knight. Whitney Knight was nasty. I don't know if people remember her for real, but Whitney Knight was nasty. I remember was like watching her and my sister go back and forth. Like that kind of brought like a little buzz to the city because it was like a girls rivalry. Then you had like the teams that like Reynolds was like the CC and all of them at Reynolds like those all of them together kind of brought Winston girls basketball to Winston Salem. Like it kind of like upped it. Like it made it actually worth going to watch. Like most times you used to go to see girls games, not a lot of fans there, but like you go see those types of games when them three play, like it was a big game. So like I say, like I'm just glad that everybody not just not forgetting her. Like I said, we have a lot of people. Like you got people like Bates, you got people like Gould. It's a lot of coaches out here that coach Muse at Tabor that like still keep our name alive. Mr. Key at Tabor, like that help us out with like different projects that we're doing, like whether it's a food giveaway or we're doing back to school drive, free haircuts, whatever it is. Like we just got people showing up and still honoring her. So if y'all see this, man, y'all from Winston, man, that means a lot to us. So yeah, I'll just keep on helping us out. We're gonna keep on providing for the community.
For sure. And this leads to my question. You played in the mid major competition. You played in mid major. I'm from the mid major from UNCW. I used to. So like you played at Hofstra and you played at UNC Asheville. What was the transition like going from say the CAA to the Big South for you?
Honestly, it wasn't really that big of a difference. Like the CAA was more like top heavy, like the top 3 or 4 teams was like really, really good. But like the Big South, it was like I feel like any given night anybody could be beat just because of like how the teams were structured. Like it could be the seventh place team in the league that was better than maybe the seventh place team in the CEA. So I think it was like it wasn't really like a big contrast. I think the biggest contrast probably be like guards. Like I feel like Colonial had like a lot of really good high scoring guards in the Colonial, and then you get to the CA. It's not saying that they didn't have good high scoring guards, but it was a lot of good guards. I mean, in the Big South, but Big South was more like you had people like Zach Austin that used to play really good, and you had like back-to-back player of the year Drew Pember. Like it was more so like wings and bigs out there that was like really good. That would like dominate again. You had DJ Burns before he went to NC State was at Winthrop. Like it was a lot of players like that that was like, oh no, like it's like more. It was more bigs in the Big South than the CA. But as far as like the levels go, like I felt like both conferences was really good, like in their own way. That's why the Colonial continues to grow how it is now.
For sure, like it's interesting because, like you, as you know, we saw what recently happened in the NCAA tournament. You saw High Point coming out of the Big South and beating, like, say, the Wisconsin and giving
Hmm.
Arkansas a run for their money. Is like all these mid majors that a lot of people like to lower seed them, and it's like these mid majors that a lot of people like to overlook is they can they got hoopers. So
Most time the difference between a mid major and a high major is just the bigs. Like it's hard to find 6'11s that can do everything. So most times you're a 6'11 can do everything. You're probably gonna go to a high major. But like as far as like guard play go and wing play go, like it's a lot of mid major guards that can go compete with any high major guard out there. And like bro from High Point, like you said, that's a great example. Bro was only 5'9" and gave
mhm.
Arkansas everything they wanted against a top five draft pick in Darius Acuff, against a big team. Like that's a really big team he had to play against. But and that's what I would say about that too. Like both my years I played in the Colonial and the Big South, like we always like being high major was nothing new for my team. I don't think I ever had a year in college where I had under 20 wins. Like I remember going to beat UCLA at UCLA, going to beat Richmond at Richmond, going to beat UCF at UCF. Like how went to Houston, lost to three by Houston on opening night the year after they went to the Final Four. Like you're able to, if you, as long as you don't go in there scared, and as long as you got a couple of bigs that's ready to bang, you can compete with most high major teams. Like that. That's my personal. Like the high end. Let me rephrase that. The high end mid majors, like the ones like Miami, Ohio, went undefeated all year. Like that's hard to do. Like no matter what conference you in, what league you in, that's hard to do.
For sure. That's the interesting thing that a lot of people like, oh, they didn't play anybody. Do you know how hard it is to be 31-0? Like
Man.
when I don't know if anybody remembers when Wichita State, when they had like
Hmm.
Ron Baker, Fred VanVleet, Cleanthony Early, they were undefeated and going into the tournament, going undefeated, only losing
Yeah.
to Kentucky in the second round. Like, you like, and this leads to my question because I think you may have answered, but like a lot of people may need to hear this because I have my answer, but I definitely got to hear your answer. Is what would you say are some of the misconceptions of mid major colleges competition?
That is easy. Like I don't think people understand that. Like when you're a high major, you're given 8 wins. Like because you're gonna play against a lot of not sorry mid major teams, but you're gonna play against a lot of bottom tier mid major teams where you're just gonna get 8 wins. Like even you gotta think about like even a high tier mid major team against a low end mid major team is still gonna be competition because they kind of have the same recruiting class. Like there's not gonna be too many discrepancies in that roster. Like the roster is gonna be really similar. You're not gonna see 3, 6, 11s. You're gonna see about one. Y'all both gonna have about one. Y'all both gonna have a couple bigs. But like that is just easy. It's not easy. Like to go in, game out, and win them games. Like the not you're not gonna have any just game where we're like, okay, we're gonna come in here, we're just gonna win. Like no, like at UNC Asheville, we was on a 16 game win streak, and you know what? We thought we was hot. We thought we was finna go in there and beat Upstate, USC Upstate, and they beat us that night. Like you know what I'm saying? Any given night in the mid major, you could win. Like I feel like if you see a team like Carolina play against a Boston College, like you know for a fact that Carolina's gonna win. Like it's just because discrepancy in the roster. Like, but if you put a team like Boston College or like a low end high major team, like most of them probably wouldn't go undefeated in that Miami conference. They wouldn't go undefeated. Like I truly believe that, just because they would take it lightly. Like that's one thing I can't give Miami Ohio credit. They came in every game, played every game like it was their last game. and that's not easy to do. Like just to go undefeated, that's not easy to just think you finna just go in and win every game. Like it's not. It doesn't work like that. I wish it did though.
That's an interesting point you made about like the high majors like the however they're stacked in like say the non-conference schedules where they got to face like all the teams like that is considered like the low end ones is like the 8 wins is already given to them. It's like y'all
Yeah,
are like especially how they schedule like hey we're gonna just schedule this so it makes the our strength of schedule look much better and it's like what about the real competition? Like, it's
yeah,
like,
for sure. I had school like when I was at Hofstra and UNC Asheville. Like I went to you got to think I went to the tournament at both schools, so that means we had really good teams both years. And like the year after we went to the tournament at both schools, a lot of teams just didn't want to play us. Like a lot of high major teams was like, "Nah, we're not playing y'all because y'all might come upset us at our home court." Like they'd rather go play against a bottom tier low major or whatever or a bottom tier mid major just so they can get a free win essentially. That's why I say like they're get for a high major team to get 20 wins is not really that impressive, but for a mid major team to get 20 wins, that's really hard to do. Like 20 wins is always our goal. Any coach I play for, like 20 wins is a good year. Like especially as a mid major, because like my coach at UNC Asheville, he's the one Coach Murray. He's the one that told me that like it's like high majors like he coached at Texas for majors. You're gonna get like 8 free wins. Like the way you schedule, you can give
mm,
yourself 8 free wins. I'm
hey,
like, dang, that
hey,
is crazy. Like, y'all could, you know what I'm saying? You can just go, you can just schedule anybody you want to schedule and be like, we don't have to play against you. But like when you're a mid major, like you kind of gotta beg teams to play. Especially like if you're a really good mid major, like you have to beg them to play.
it, that's big facts right there for real. Like, it's just interesting. But hey, 20 wins in the mid major, if you in the mid major, like the high mid major conferences,
Yeah,
like a 20 win is like that's a winning season. A 20 win, if it's like maybe 19, 18, you can maybe get
yeah,
away
like
with it.
you know what I'm
But
saying?
like yeah, people don't understand like the CAA. Like when I was grown, like being in the CAA, like you had Hofstra, you had James Madison, you had Delaware before.
UNC Wilmington when they had
That's where I'm
Keats, when they
from. Is
had Coach
UNC
Keats
Wilmington.
there. Then you had College of Charleston, which was really good. Then you got schools like Townsend, really good. Drexel, really good. Like it was a lot of good schools in the conference. And like
It
if
was
you
like
look at like if you look at most of the people that like that transfer now, like a lot of the players that are producing are coming from mid major schools and then going to high
mm,
majors and still doing the same thing. Like that's why I say guards, most mid major guards can probably go play high major. They probably just didn't get recruited as high because of whatever their flaw was that the coach didn't see. But most of them probably could go hoop there.
that's big facts right there. And this leads to my question because first of all, you represent the Winston Salem all day, every day, sir. And Winston Salem has a huge like hoop history. For you, what does it mean for you to be part of that Winston Salem hoop legacy?
It means a lot, man. Especially like you got people like Chris Paul, Josh Howard, Rayshawn Terry. You got the Waltz, the Witch, the Travs. Like just Mike Hughes, Reggie Johnson. Like I can name a lot of people. Like a lot of people really don't know that Winston has like a really good like history with like producing hoopers. Like especially guards. Like Winston is guard capital. Like if you look at like my generation, you got like the Jalen Combs, the Davians, you got the Isaiah Wilkins. You know what I'm saying? And I could keep going on. You got like good lows. It's a lot of good people, good guards in Winston. Like, and not even just guard. You got like people like Zach Austin playing the G League right now. Like, and if you see his story growing up, a lot of people would be like, "Dang, like he came a long way." And just to like even like I consider them all. I consider all of us together. I feel like we the new generation. You know what I'm saying? It means a lot for us to be in this one. And like conversation with like like I say, you gotta pay your homage to Witt and Walt and them and Josh Howards and Chris Paul, you got to pay homage, but like it definitely means a lot to like Flomo. I don't know how I forgot about Flomo. Flomo was a killer, but
Kendrick is that dude for
yeah,
real.
nah, nigga, if you never got to see prime Flomo when he's scoring 36 of his team 39 points, crazy. If you never got to see that, crazy. But like, yeah, like that whole our whole generation, though, nah, it definitely means a lot. Like you want to leave a legacy wherever you from. So like, I hope one day I'm able to bring my kids back to Winston and they hearing a story about their pops. So
It's interesting how like you mentioned about Kedrick, because it's so funny to me. It's like Kedrick and I met Kedrick at UNCW, and I was like, this is the only person that I can talk hoops in class. Like the only person. He was
Yeah,
always good to me, but I'm like, man, hearing like how great this man was in basketball, I'm like, how did I miss this? Like
nah,
I
yeah.
be so I be like, man, I it's one Kendrick is one of those players that I wish I got a chance to witness, even though I was in Wilmington. But to hear like this man scored 48 points out of the 52 in a high school game, like
And
I
it
don't.
wasn't just like that one game. Like he did that consistently. Like I was talking about a whole different game where he literally scored his team first 36 points out of their 39. Like it was like I think it was like the first 3 quarters. Like it was crazy. Like he would do stuff that like you would be like, nah. Like he was way before his time as far as like how he was playing. Like yeah, Flo was different. Flo was different. Like hey, Flo still one of the top five guard out of Winston to me. Flo was different.
And this leads to, first of all, this leads to my question because you mentioned all these great players. Like, who were some of the players that you competed with, or that you know, looked up to, that like really kind of inspired you both on and off the court?
I probably would say Walt, Flo, Wit. It's really them three because those are the three I got to see the most. Like I got to see them almost every single day at Bates. Like every single day I got to see them. Especially like Flo. Like Flo was at Bates every day, just like my sister and me was. Like, and like I said, even Harry, like Harry, I know we play different positions, so it was hard for me to like kind of like to look up to him, but like to see somebody from your city that you could actually talk to, like it's different than seeing somebody from your state that he number one in the country, da da da. I see him on the internet, but it's different when you get to see this man every day and see the work that he put in, like he was number one in the country all throughout high school. Like if that don't make you, you know what I'm saying, want to better yourself as a hooper, then you just don't want to hoop then.
For sure. First of all, shout out to Coach Bates. That is my
Nah,
that's
for
that
sure.
dude. Like I always say, like, if you when you have, like, for me, I'm big on coaches and mentors that, like, if they Coach Bates be literally, when you have a coach and a mentor that believes in you both on and off the court and supports you through everything, like, ain't nothing like that's like just the biggest blessing like any player can have. To me, I think it's like any that's a blessing right there for real. So shout out to Coach Bates for real.
Nah, yeah,
So,
that's my guy.
and this leads to my question. I always say that athletes are humans first. As a black man and an athlete, how important is mental health to you?
I think it's really important to be honest, like, cause it's frowned upon for like black men to ask for help. Like in our society, like, in our own black society. I'm not even talking about world. I'm talking about in our own black society. It's really frowned upon for men to ask for help. And now it's like starting to reach out with mental health and stuff. But like injuries, coaching, like it's a plethora of reasons that like a black athlete at that, you should be checking up on. Like I think I check up on all my homeboys, especially like my homeboys that play overseas, countries away from their family. Like I always check up on them. If you got any homeboys out here, whether they close, far, it doesn't matter. Definitely check up on them. It don't even got to be like you holding a long conversation. Just be like, man, I'm just checking up on you, just because I know it's a long season. Stuff happens. Like I'm going through injury right now myself. My first 2 months was like I was lost. I didn't really know what to do without basketball. But like now, I'm finally starting to do little other stuff outside of basketball. But yeah, definitely mental health is very important. Like especially being a black man, because like outside of like not many people understand what's going on like in a black man's world. Like it's a lot of stuff that is put against you. Not even saying like the world is against you, because I'm not a believer in the world's against you. I believe you make it what it is. But sometimes it is situations where the world is against you, and you gotta rely on your backbone, your family, your friends. But if they not there to help you out, or because but and let me go back with if you an athlete, don't be afraid to ask for help. Like it don't matter if you feel like, oh, I'm the best in the world, I shouldn't be having help. Like you should ask for help. Like my fault, somebody was calling me, but yeah, you shouldn't have
It's
to
all good.
sit here and this nigga is wild. But yeah, that's kind of my take on like having just being a black athlete in this today's world. Like I said, it is getting better though from like where I seen it at and where it is now. It's definitely getting better, but it's still always room for improvement.
I have always wondered, like, and I wanted to hear your input of it. Is like I always wonder why is it kind of difficult for, say, men, especially male athletes? Why is it difficult to, say, be open about mental health, or like just kind of open up?
Honestly, because people use it against you. I don't seen it firsthand where people you'll tell somebody something really confidential and they'll go back and use it against you, or like especially like women in today's era, like
Mhm.
it's okay if you cry as a man, bro. Like women in today's era feel like men supposed to have everything under control, supposed to have their life in order. Like nah, like it's the real world we live in. It's not like that. Like and I think that's why like they see it on social media. Like a lot of women be like, oh, this and that about men shouldn't be out here asking for help or doing this and doing that, and people really take heed to that. They'll really listen to what they see on the internet, and I think that's the biggest reason.
It's just, to me, it's so interesting because it's like I always think to myself, like, if anybody is big in their faith, I'm like, look, the strongest man alive even wept. Jesus wept. Even says in the Bible, the strongest man alive, who this man wept. So like, he showed his emotion. And like for me, I believe a man should have like a safe space where he's able to be respected, be heard and seen, to be able to, like, be open his feelings and stuff. Because to me, like, like you said, like, you know, there's certain things that they open up about, like they should feel respected. And to me, I was like, they should feel respected. They shouldn't have to feel like they have to be strong all the time. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure there's days where like I just want to take a break. Like I don't want to
For
like
sure.
just you know. So, but I mean, like I said, I believe when you provide a safe space, especially for a man, where he's respected and heard and seen, that is the ultimate sign of respect and appreciation for that man. So,
Yeah, for
but
sure. Most definitely.
is first of all, shout out to you. How the way I remember telling you about this. I was like, I remember there was a clip you said on Twitch, and like you were talking about the basketball community. I was like, man, do you know how real that stuff is? Like the basketball
Man.
community, like how like strong of a bond is. Like a lot of people don't understand like the bond of the basketball community, how strong of the bond is for real. And I think like the way you broke it down, like it was like to the T for real.
No, I appreciate that. I had a lot of people mad at me, but I also had a lot of people that sided with me though. Like you just have to be a part of a real basketball like family, like to really experience it. Like I'm still friends with people I haven't talked to in years, but we since we played with each other when we was 9 years old, like we just been cool since then. Like every time I see them out in public, it's always love. We might not talk to each other a lot, but it's always love. Like I feel like it's like that with every basketball team I've been a part of. Like everybody just done always been cohesive together. And I feel like it's really hard to when you're part of a 53-man roster in football or when you're a part of a whole 20 people on the line. Like I think that's really hard to connect with everybody when on basketball, it's gonna be about a good 8 to 12 of y'all that like y'all can really connect. Like both my teams at Asheville and Harshville, like we spent so much time with each other off the court that like we had no choice but to be cool with each other. Like whether it was after games, like my team actually after games, like road trip, we used to get back. We used to go to the apartments and just watch the film of the game we just watched with like 7 or 8 of us. Like some, of course, some people was ready to get in shower, do whatever. But like weekends, we all going out with each other, probably going out 3 cars deep. Everybody going out downtown. Like it was really a real family. Like and still to this day, like we done graduated. We 2 years removed now, and we all still in the same group chat from college. Like that should just that should just show you right there that like basketball community is just completely different.
For sure. And it's interesting because man, because when you talked about it, I was like, man, like it inspired me. And you spoke about it, and then I remember Coach Bates talked about it. I was like, y'all inspired me to like talk about it. I was like, you, first of all, ball is life. Like that is the
Yeah.
truest facts. Like you learn a whole lot of life lessons with through basketball. You can find your sisters, your brothers, your best friend through that sport. Heck, platonic or relationship wise, you be finding out who's like good for you. Like
Hmm.
I'm just saying, you could find your person, your best friend, and your sisters and brothers in one sport. Just like for real.
No, you
So,
can.
and this leads to my question for you is if there was a word or phrase to describe your journey so far, what would it be?
I would say probably testing. I would say testing and perseverance would probably be the two words that I would like. It was tested times where you just had to keep going and keep trusting that like the work gonna show. Like it was times I definitely got down on myself. So that's what I would say. I would definitely be like testing and perseverance.
Man, that perseverance might be the word of the year so far because,
Yeah.
man,
Yeah, you got that's what that goes into what you just said. Like perseverance in basketball also taught me perseverance in life through like different life lessons I had to go through.
man, man, do you know how true that is? Let me get my little, I don't have my little tambourine, but I have my shakers because that's how true it is for real. That's how true it is because, man, but for real, like, hey, you just gotta keep going, sir. First of all, you gotta give yourself
Mhm.
your flowers of respect because the fact that you are pushing through and the fact that you making content and come on now. You gotta give yourself your respect and flowers, sir. Please
Yeah,
clap
you
for
know what
yourself,
I'm
sir.
saying.
Hey.
I appreciate that.
So my question is, I always say like, so bona fide means authentic and unique, but for the men's, the authenticity. So, what makes Mr. Caleb Burgess authentic, or what makes your story stand out?
I would say because I am authentic. Like I don't, if you know me, you know I don't sugarcoat it for nobody. I'm gonna tell you what it is, tell you what it ain't. I can't. I don't believe in showing fake love. You don't like somebody, tell them. You have a problem with somebody, tell them. Like don't sit there and be fake up in somebody's face when you was talking about them behind their back or whatever. So that's what I would say. Authenticity. Like I think that's you said that's what it means. I think that's what it means for me too. Just to be authentic to myself, stay true to myself. Don't gotta follow nobody. I could be on my own wave.
Hey, it's like being just be straightforward. Like you don't have to fake the funk or anything. You just let people know.
Mhm.
Like, look, you just call a spade a spade. Just let them know straight
Literally.
shot.
Hmm.
Hey, I promise you, I'm not old, but I haven't said call a spade in a long time. But you know, you gotta be like, a lot of people got, there's only one you. Like, it's like you want to be original. You are born to be original, not like a carbon copy or a copycat. Like, there's only one you. So it's like it's one of one. So, but
Yeah.
Caleb, can you let the folks know how where they can find you, support you, if there's any upcoming games coming up for you?
Right, not right now. Like I told you, I'm still going through a little injury right now. I should be back in about like 2 or 3 more months. But if y'all want to just get at me on Instagram, it's literally my name, Caleb. That instead of an L, just put a number 1 and I'll pop up for you.
Y'all heard it from the. Ooh, there you go. I had to figure out which. Y'all heard it from the man, the myth, the legend himself. Y'all be sure to follow Caleb at Caleb with CA1EB. Y'all be sure to follow him and be sure to check out his Twitch content because it's amazing. I promise y'all. Be sure to check out his Twitch content because it's
I
amazing.
appreciate that.
Y'all be sure to check out the live replay of Bonafide Her Podcast, episode 224, featuring the one and only Caleb Burgess. Be sure to check that out after this. A big shout out to Caleb for coming on the podcast to share your story. Thank you guys for tuning in. Peace.